appreciate about Eleanor Rigby. Super cool. So, Joe, what have you been listening to?
Well, I have been listening to The Boys. I've been listening to the Gus and Eddie podcast, hosted by Gus Johnson and Eddie Burbank. It's on YouTube and on other podcast providers. And they are both just great comedians. Are you familiar with them?
I am. I have a question for you as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You told your Will Arnett story last week. You have a small Gus Johnson story, don't you?
I do, and I was building up to that. I got to give them the light of day, really quick. So Gus and Eddie, I will definitely tell that story. Don't worry.
Cool.
So Gus Johnson and Eddie Burbank have both been YouTubers for a long time now. They've been creating really great videos. Gus puts out these hilarious, like short 1 to 5 minute max, like comedy sketches where he just like takes a joke and he does every iteration he can possibly do of it, and it is just so funny. He's a Midwestern boy, and you can sense that in every joke he's got. It is just delightful.
Watching his videos always makes me feel like it's like a remnant of like the early days of YouTube, when like everybody was just doing this like sketch comedy sort of thing. It wasn't these
right.
long form sort of ad grabby videos, people making like podcasts and stuff on YouTube. who would do that? He's really a vestige of the old good times when like who uploads 30-second YouTube videos anymore? Gus Johnson does.
He totally does, and they're always super successful.
Yeah.
And then he's got a co-host, Eddie Burbank, who is from Chicago, and he puts out these more like long and thought out, like 30 to 40 minute videos where he like picks a subject of his childhood, like nostalgia or something, and he just makes fun of it and talks about it for a while. It's just great. And so it's kind of weird, but like, Gus is like this Midwestern dude from Wisconsin, and Eddie is this guy from Chicago, and they are both simultaneously talking about my childhood.
Wild.
Yeah, because like they both have things that relate to like my aspects of me growing up in Chicago and aspects of me growing up in Wisconsin, and it's so fun. I want to hang out with these guys at some point.
Oh, for sure.
If I could.
Gus and Eddie, come on the pod.
Yeah, well, yeah. But anyways, so Gus Johnson, I came upon on YouTube freshman year of college. And at first he really like grinded my gears. I did not like the guy. And after some careful introspection and really like diving into it, I realized I was just jealous as heck at him that he was still able to put out these brilliant, hilarious 30-second videos and get so many views. But I would like angry watch his videos for some reason.
Oh man.
Where I'd be like, he's not funny, which like just gave him views. But this is a long way to get to.
Gus and Eddie, don't come on the pod. Never mind. It's not gonna be a good time.
This is a long way to get to. I came across one episode where he's wearing a Badger Boys state shirt. For anyone who doesn't know, Badger Boys, most people probably. Badger Boys state is this thing that Wisconsin does for high school boys. There's also Badger Girls State for the girls, where it's a week-long summer camp where one student from every high school in the Wisconsin state are invited to all come together to the summer camp, and we collectively build the 51st state of the United States. It's like a mock government thing.
Yeah, it's like a whole like leadership thing too, right? Just like you're networking with other people your age.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So I saw Gus in that video wearing the Badger Boys shirt, and I was rushed with a wave of memories because so in my group in Badger Boys, we were all like put in these small groups where we would have like town meetings, and we all stayed in a dorm room, right? In the dorms, there was 3 groups put in one dorm, and that was like you were the town, and then you were in like the what's beyond a town, the city. Yeah, the
county?
city, that's the word. The county, thank you. So my small group was the town, and then there was a county of 3 groups total.
Got it.
And one of the camp counselors of one of the other groups in my county, I'm 99.999% sure was Gus Johnson. And I have such a strong, vivid memory of one morning, we like all the counselors were trying to like do some goofy thing to like impress us. And Gus just started busting. Well, the guy who I remember being Gus just busted out this goofy Running Man dance, showing off that he could do it and doing it like with 100% determination and seriousness, which looking back is the funniest thing ever. And if I ever get a chance to meet Gus Johnson, I'm going to ask if that was him, because like, again, I'm 99% sure that was him.
But what if it's not?
And if it's not, it's going to be so awkward. He's just going to be like, oh, I was like a Badger Boy once, but I wasn't a counselor. Don't know who that was, bud. Sorry. And I'm going to be like, okay. And I'm going to walk away, and it's going to be Will Arnett all over again.
And that means that there's somewhere else in the state of Wisconsin, there's somebody who can do a perfect Gus Johnson impression.
A perfect Gus Johnson impression and a very impressive Running Man.
Yeah. 2 skills I wish I had.